Diddy just got an offer he couldn't refuse, a plea deal that could bring down one of his biggest rivals, Jay-Z. The catch: Diddy would have to betray him and spill secrets that could shatter their careers. Jay-Z, as you might imagine, isn't happy about the idea of testifying in court. But what if he's already preparing to throw Diddy under the bus to protect his billion-dollar empire? There's something much bigger happening here, something far more sinister than just a high-profile trial. Diddy and Jay-Z, two of the most powerful figures in the music industry, are caught in a web of accusations, secrets, and betrayals that may change everything we thought we knew about them. But the question is, who's really pulling the strings behind the scenes?
Tonight involving the case against Sean Diddy Combs, what he decided in court today, and what this now means, the move coming just 4 days before his trial is set to begin. Here's Aaron Katursky.
Tonight, Sean Combs makes it official. He's rejecting the government's offer to plead guilty and spare himself the possibility of a prolonged term in prison. When asked if he turned down the offer, Combs answered, "Yes, I do, Your Honor," as he stood in a baggy beige jail uniform. Terms were not disclosed, but prosecutors did say a plea could result in a shorter sentence for Combs than if he's convicted. The decision guarantees Combs will face trial beginning just 4 days from now that will test whether one of music's most prolific figures used his power, wealth, and fame to sexually exploit both women and men for decades. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution charges that accused him of coercing alleged victims into prolonged, drug-fueled sexual activity that he called freak-offs and threatening them into silence.
The plea deal Diddy was offered is a game-changer. Faced with charges that could put him behind bars for the rest of his life, Diddy was offered a lifeline by the feds cooperate and testify against Jay-Z. The deal would have had him spill secrets about Jay-Z's involvement in a web of crimes. But Diddy turned it down. He didn't want to be labeled a rat. He refused to cooperate with the feds, knowing that in prison, a rat doesn't survive. But here's where it gets interesting. Insiders claim that Jay-Z may have been the one who advised Diddy to reject the plea deal. Jay-Z, the quiet one, might be secretly preparing to expose Diddy's involvement in their criminal enterprise. Could the quietest player in this game have been pulling the strings all along?
A top rap star is busted.
Jay-Z turned himself in tonight, and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party.
Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly.
Well, Rosanna, just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say.
He's not involved in this, period.
He was at the club?
That's my only comment. He wasn't involved in this.
So it was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting?
I didn't say that. I said he was not involved in it.
Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day and that they're trying to resolve this as gentlemen. But as Mike Sheehan shows us, others say they've seen the dark side of Jay-Z.
So I have my faults. You know, I'm not a perfect person.
As Diddy's trial date approaches, the drama intensifies. At the last hearing before the trial began, a shocking revelation surfaced. Diddy is officially rejecting the plea deal. With that decision, he faces a life-or-death situation. He's up against sex trafficking and racketeering charges, with the full force of the law bearing down on him. But what's even more troubling is the absence of Diddy's family at the hearing. For months, his family had been at his side during every court appearance. But this time, there was no sign of his sons, his mother, or his sister. What does this absence mean? Is Diddy's legal team keeping his loved ones away to protect them from the fallout? Or is there something more sinister at play here? It's hard to ignore the feeling that something else is brewing beneath the surface. Diddy's legal battle is about to enter the most crucial phase. The case will not only determine whether he walks free or spends the rest of his life behind bars, but also whether Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and a host of other high-profile individuals will be dragged into the mix. Fast forward to today, and that violence may have never really gone away. Both Diddy and Jay-Z have been accused of using their power and influence to silence anyone who crosses them. People close to the situation have claimed that anyone who stands against them disappears, often under mysterious circumstances. The connections between these two men run deep, and their fight for control of the music industry is about to spill out into the public. This isn't just a battle for dominance, it's a fight for survival. And as Diddy's trial inches closer, it's clear that their dark past may finally catch up with them.
Diddy always been the type of individual that want to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. He did the stuff to Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. They not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them, and they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. Until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. Hey, buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. 250 cameras all over the house? Somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. When you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having 1 or 2 or maybe 3 ups on somebody.
As if the legal drama wasn't enough, new allegations are emerging that could bring down both Diddy and Jay-Z for good. A new civil lawsuit has surfaced naming Jay-Z and Beyoncé as defendants in a shocking case involving Diddy's alleged sex trafficking operation, Joseph Manzaro. The plaintiff claims he was drugged, transported against his will, and sexually assaulted at one of Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. The shocking twist: he alleges that both Jay-Z and Beyoncé were present at the event, watching the abuse unfold. This isn't the first time Jay-Z has been linked to Diddy's criminal enterprise, but it's by far the most damning. Diddy's freak-off parties have been the subject of whispers for years, but now they're front and center in a public courtroom. Manzaro's allegations paint a disturbing picture of the music mogul's empire, and they could take down everyone involved, including Jay-Z and Beyoncé.
Like I said, Biggie died, Tupac died, and then there was the fight between who was the top rapper now, Nas and Jay-Z, and then the next thing you know, Nas has a nervous breakdown and he's taken out of the game, and it's all Jay-Z.
It's all Jay-Z.
It's all Jay-Z. And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all of those records together. They both Aaliyah. They shared so much in common. You know? And then there was a falling out. And that's like it never happened. Whoever talks about best of the both worlds? Best of both worlds. Nobody talks about that.
Nobody.
Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately: Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
But the drama doesn't stop there. Just when we thought things couldn't get more bizarre, a leaked prison phone call from Diddy has surfaced online. In the call, Diddy speaks cryptically about pizza and plastic. These code words insiders say are a reference to something much darker, something that could implicate Jay-Z and others in the criminal enterprise. The call also mentions a list. What is this list and why is Diddy so concerned about it? Speculation is running wild, with many believing it's a list of people who could bring down the entire operation. And if Jay-Z's name is on that list, things could take a dangerous turn. This call is just the tip of the iceberg. It raises more questions than answers, and the deeper we dig, the darker the story gets. Could this be the key to unlocking the full extent of Diddy's and Jay-Z's involvement in the criminal enterprise? We're about to find out.
Other prisoners.
Diddy's prison phone call just leaked and it was posted by Social Details. This is allegedly a call that he had, and there's a lot of talk, a lot of code words in there, so we're going to listen to it together. Check it out.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm going to need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes leftover.
Now, this alleged leaked call from Diddy in prison was talking about getting rid of pizza boxes. Now, if you know your stuff and you're privy, you know exactly what pizza stands for, and that's probably what they're talking about and referring to on this alleged leaked call. Pizza, for those who don't know, I'm gonna make it very clean. It has to do with children and selling.
Make sure you recycle the plastic like you talked about.
Now, in this alleged phone call, he starts talking about someone named Jay. People are speculating that may be Jay-Z, but there's no confirmation. At the same time, he talks about recycling plastic. I don't know what that could mean. If you guys have any idea, comment and let me know.
Everybody out there quiet as much. Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh.
I mean, it seems by the call that he's looking for help. He's saying that a lot of people are quiet, I guess people that are on his side, and that he's gonna have the last laugh at the end.
Man, just do what I told you to do, and don't forget about the list.
And then he goes on to say, don't forget about the list. And we don't know what that list is or what that implies, but this is pretty crazy. Do I think this is legitimate? There is no confirmation yet if this is legitimate or not, but this is the alleged leak call of Diddy.
As the scandal continues to unfold, new connections are being revealed. It turns out that Diddy wasn't just involved with Jay-Z. He had ties to one of the most powerful political figures in New York City, Mayor Eric Adams. The two were close with Diddy, even receiving the key to the city just weeks before his arrest. But now the mayor is facing charges of corruption, and his involvement with Diddy is under scrutiny. The feds have connected the dots, and it seems that Diddy's connections to Adams may have helped him evade justice for longer than anyone realized. This is a shocking turn of events, and it raises even more questions about the extent of Diddy's influence. What else is being covered up, and how many people in power are willing to protect him?
All right, for the first time in the history of New York City, a sitting mayor has been indicted for crimes. ABC News reporting that Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted by a federal grand jury. We do not know yet the exact charges. Federal authorities have been investigating Adams and members of his staff, issuing subpoenas for documents and cell phones. Several members of administration have resigned, some of them also friends of Mayor Adams. Again, Eric Adams, the 110th mayor of New York, has been indicted by a federal grand jury. We'll have the latest online and tonight on Eyewitness News at 11.
While Diddy's world is crumbling, Jay-Z remains eerily silent. He hasn't publicly commented on the situation, but behind the scenes, things are moving fast. The pressure on Diddy is mounting, and his legal team is falling apart. His longtime lawyers, Grubman Shire and Misales, have dropped him as a client, citing a breach of trust. Sources say that Jay-Z may have played a role in orchestrating the collapse of Diddy's defense. Is Jay-Z pulling strings from the shadows, or is Diddy's empire really unraveling on its own? Either way, the situation is more dire than ever, with one of his top lawyers gone and his defense team dwindling. Diddy may soon find himself without a way out, and as his trial draws near, the walls are closing in.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, those fucking trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, listen, if you look at his career,
This guy. You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
No, he has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Hold on. You're not wrong.
After that, he got them shits. He started drinking. His pictures with him like, fuck's the cop.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce, right? And you go, prior to that, one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys and shit. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them.
As the trial approaches, the stakes couldn't be higher. Diddy faces serious charges that could end his career and his life as he knows it. Jay-Z, the silent partner, is still out there, but for how much longer? Could he be preparing to testify against Diddy? The rumors suggest that Jay-Z might have damning evidence that could bring Diddy down once and for all. As we await the trial, the questions linger. Will Diddy survive, or will his dark past catch up with him? Will Jay-Z step into the spotlight and expose everything? One thing's for sure, the story isn't over yet, and the empire they built on silence may be about to fall apart.
Sean Diddy Combs' legal team is getting a little small.
Shocking truth about Diddy, Jay-Z, and their intertwined lives is just beginning to come to light. As their empire crumbles, we're left wondering who will be left standing when the dust settles. Will Diddy go down alone, or will Jay-Z take him with him? And what about Beyonce? The stakes are high, and the consequences are even higher. Stay tuned, because this story is only going to get darker from here.
Sean Diddy Combs looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is back with the story.
Michael, you'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security Investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced, as prosecutors allege. This latest challenge to his case comes 3 months before trial, and as Combs loses one of his attorneys, Anthony Rico says under no circumstances can he continue to represent Combs. He offered no details about that decision, Robin.
The trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, a judge has denied his request to delay the proceedings, and that means jury selection could start in just weeks. ABC's Phil Lipoff.
It's going to. Sean Combs' trial date is set to go on as expected Friday. A judge ruled Combs' criminal sex trafficking trial will begin next month as scheduled after he denied the defense's request for a 2-month adjournment. The trial is set to begin May 5th with jury selection. The judge said it was unclear why there isn't sufficient time to prepare, especially since 4 different law firms are now representing him. The judge agreed, however, to allow alleged victims to testify under pseudonyms, but one star witness, Diddy's ex, Cassie Ventura, is expected to testify under her own name. She filed, you'll remember, a quickly settled civil lawsuit against Combs. The judge agreed with a defense request to receive outtakes of interviews conducted for a documentary produced by Warner Brothers. Those interviews were conducted with potential trial witnesses. Combs appeared in Jailhouse Beige on Friday and was given a moment at the end of the hearing to communicate with his mother and one of his sons. He told them, "I love you and we're good." He has pleaded, we should mention, not guilty to all 5 federal counts and maintained his innocence in the civil suit.
All jail calls are recorded.
You think I wasn't gonna get at you from the inside?
He has reached out to a witness, an alleged participant in multiple freak-offs.
Then why Oprah staying quiet? Why Ellen moving to another country?
And he's asking people to intimidate witnesses or pay people off.
Don't be shocked if nobody show up to testify.
Defendant's goal is to blackmail victims and witnesses either into silence or providing testimony helpful to his defense.
Guilty. Are you surprised to hear from me?
No. What's going on?
You think I wasn't gonna get at you from the inside? I think you know me a little better than that.
We can't be talking right now, Puff.
With all due respect, my brother, how is your wife doing? I heard she's spending a lot of time on the farm and she loves talking to a pig. I told you when I went on this little road trip, I wasn't going to invite you, but I could change my mind. You understand?
Listen, everything all good. We just can't talk right now.
Now, how about I just talk and you listen? You told me the storm would just come and go if I lay down and stay quiet, but the weather seemed to be getting worse. You know, I could be catching a cold, so I need to make sure you send me some vitamin E and my special K series.
The defendant also frequently instructs individuals who he contacts by telephone, including family members and his attorneys, to add other individuals via 3-way call. So you trying to say his attorneys is calling 3-way too?
Yo, relax. Some things fell through, but everything will be back up soon. Just keep calling your family. You'll be with them soon.
Oh, I'm doing the same thing for Thanksgiving. Make sure you send it straight to the Shade Room and TMZ. Make me look like a good father, and all I need is one juror to be on my side, and this case is over. So, make sure them Amazon deliveries get back on schedule, then there won't be no need for us to talk no more.
Just chill out, Puff. I told you I'ma get it done.
You know, I've been thinking about watching a movie lately. It's called Eyes Wide Shut. Have you seen it? It's got a real famous celebrity in there, don't it?
Yeah, Tom Cruise. What's your point?
Is that who it is? Man, I thought it was a different celebrity. I guess it might have been a different movie. You know, I got a lot of movies on my mind sometimes, and I get the actors confused. Some of these actors are so good, they act like they don't even know they're being recorded. Your wife did a few movies, then she. Your wife did a few movies, then she.
Okay, that was a long time ago, Puff. What the fuck are you trying to say?
Oh, nothing. Just talking to an old friend. You know, I haven't talked to friends in a long time. It seemed like they forgot about me. Let's make sure they keep it that way.
Rihanna, did you attend any of P. Diddy's parties? Were you involved in any of the freak-off?
Get out of control. Comments about P. Diddy, the allegations?
Look, don't lean.
You don't need to speak out against this Diddy thing. What's your take now? John, you made a statement about Diddy. What? Jason, hey, my man, do you have any reaction to the Diddy scandal? Any reaction? No reaction? How's everything going?
Everything good.
Is Hollywood going to survive this Diddy thing? Like, we're worried. Will you respond? No, she wants to respond. Look at it. I want to ask about the Diddy scandal. Have you ever heard of anything such?
No. Go.
No? Is the Baldwin family at all concerned about Justin Bieber with this P. Diddy thing?
Let's make sure they keep it that way.
Man, what's the point of this? I told you everything straight.
Good. And make sure you keep the worm food away from my house while I'm gone. It gets messy. Too many insects start digging around. Remember when I cleaned up the worm food around your house? I kept a sample in case you need it.
Oh, really? Listen, don't push your limits, Puff. I ain't the one to play with. You in there, and I'm out here.
Oh, and don't have another Kit Kat. It's bad for you. She made me gain weight. And get 44 on board again. Make him pull some strings again, or else.
Kid, he got powerful people. One of his partners who started his company with money, President Obama, got him out of prison. So it's not like he don't have no moves.
First of all, Puff, you need to watch your mouth. You know who you talking to? Second of all, this the that got you in the first place. You always think that you're bigger than what you really are. You need to stop trying to bite the hand that feeds you, and you wouldn't be in this position. And you don't got what you think you got.
Okay, you getting all fired up. I like that, Daddy. It's all love. But if I don't got what I think I got, then why Oprah staying quiet? Why Ellen moving to another country? Why Leo been in Fiji for months? When I get this bail though, this case going away. I don't need no phones. I don't need no internet. I'll send a letter on a fucking bird. You already ruined my fucking name. And you know what that means? You going up against somebody who got nothing to lose and everything to gain.